all the aspects of what makes success when it comes to having a product or a service or operating
a business.
a successful business, because anyone could start a business. But when you have that product or service, what's going to make you successful? You have to understand your clientele. Like, who's my buyer? I need to know the demographics of my buyer.
We see it in real estate. Look at how many real estate agents there are.
You gotta sacrifice. You wanna move like bosses move.
YMA, Young Millionaires Association. Yeah, see, that's the association.
All right, welcome to the YMA Nation podcast, episode number 86.
86.
Today is Wealth Building Monday. It is my show today, and it is going to be good. If you read the title, obviously you're here to learn something. Today we're going to talk about the top 5 myths of operating a successful business.
All right.
Building a successful business.
Sounds like it's going to be interesting.
It's going to be good. If you're on right now, make sure you take a couple of seconds and like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes.
Down in the comment section, just hashtag YMA Nation right now.
Okay, y'all are done.
Because this going to be your chance to win free money.
Right?
Win free money. Hashtag YMA Nation down in the comment section. You have the opportunity to go into the drawing to win free money.
All right.
And we have a drawing this upcoming Friday of everyone who participated in May.
All right.
So let's get into it. Right?
I'm ready.
This is going to be good.
Yeah.
The top 5 myths of building a successful business. Number 1. I'm not going to do that every time. Number 1. The business owner should master every aspect and every skill of the business.
Okay.
I feel that's a myth.
Okay.
Right? As a business owner, I think it is critical, I think that's a good word, to understand every facet of your business. You should.
Right.
But understanding and spending too much time trying to master every skill in your business, it could take away from you being able to grow your business, because there's a term for it. They're saying being down in the weeds.
Right.
That means that you are too down on the field trying to operate this. I'm trying to operate my supply chain. I'm trying to operate my employees. I'm trying to handle HR. I'm trying to handle my books. Like, that's why they have people who get paid to be a bookkeeper.
Right. So, like, you're not going to see the operator of Samsung sitting down, creating, putting
like
a Samsung phone together.
Right. Or you're not going to see, you're not going to see him like at the plant doing manufacturing or over operations or, but as a small business owner, you have to, it's a good thing to understand, okay, I know what books should look like. I know what a P&L should look like. I know the balance sheet should look like, right? It's good to understand these things. So when you look at it and you see, okay, here's my income statement.
Right.
I know what these lines mean. So if my bookkeeper send me something and there's an error, I understand it.
Right.
You should understand it. But am I doing my own bookkeeping? No. Right? So are you doing, so you should have a good understanding of each aspect of your business, but you're not trying to master every skill in the business. That's why you go to college.
You hire people and put them in place.
You go to college, right? And if you're trying to get a degree in business, then you go over management, you go over accounting, but they don't put you through like a full course of accounting like you are actually going to be an accountant.
Right.
You just want to learn like the
basics.
Mm-hmm. So that's a myth. You don't have to master every skill in there. And one, you will burn yourself out trying to do too much.
Right.
Delegation, right?
Delegation's key.
Delegation is key.
Okay.
Number 2, you have to take risk. So that's a myth. You have to be a risk taker is a myth. I explain why on my perspective of why is that. They tell you that the larger the risk, the larger the reward. What they don't tell you is the larger the risk, if it fails, the larger the impact it could have on your business.
Right. So it's smart risk.
Right.
Smart risk taking.
Smart risk taking, right? So, and you don't have to take like these large risks, or like it's about making smart decisions to say that, you know what, I'm going to take my time. I'm going to do my homework on this risk. So if I'm going to partner with someone, or I'm going to invest X amount of dollars into this new process or program for my business, I'm going to actually do my homework. Okay, how successful have this program been for others?
Right.
Right. I want to know the success rate. Right. And I want to know that I'm going to get my ROI on it. The return on my investment is going to be there. Right. And that's by doing my homework. And that minimizes the risk.
Right.
Right. So it's about making smart decisions when you do make those when it's time to take a risk. Because everyone has to take a risk. When it's time to scale your business, you're like, man, I got to hire a new employee. I got to put funds to the side for that. I'm going to have to do more marketing. Like all of these things is a risk.
Right.
Right. But it's making smart decisions, not just out there just taking risks because someone say, oh, you know what, this going to be a next big thing. And you're going to dump all your funds into that. And if it fails, now your business is at risk now.
Right. Right.
But you was about to say something.
No, I was just going to say, what is your thoughts on, the more successful a company or the larger a company, then their risk margins are a little bit higher than, say, per se, a small business.
Definitely agree. If you think of a big brand like Tesla, that's an example, and they're going into the space program, right? You're talking about billions of dollars.
So that's a high risk, right?
Definitely a high risk. You got to think about that ship that exploded, right? That's a loss to the company. But they calculate all of this and say, if
calculated risk, that's what I was getting to.
Right.
Calculated risk.
They calculate and say, okay, we're going to put $20 million to the side for this, which our business can afford. So, and say this ship explodes, that's $5 billion gone. Excuse me. But if this one project at the end of the project succeeds, then our company will make
it doesn't matter about that loss.
Billion,
right?
Because you plan for the small risk.
So to put it on a smaller scale, like if someone has a food truck, you can't go and open like 3 restaurant locations.
Right.
Off of the success of your food truck, because the risk on that would be too high.
Right. Or to say, you know what, my food truck, I've made $60,000 for my food truck. Now I'm going to go and open up a actual location, and it's going to cost me $60,000. So I'm going to take the $60,000 I made and put into that. That's high risk.
Right.
And there's ways where you don't have to take that risk like that.
And you should call YMA Financial.
You should call YMA Financial and understand how to leverage your credit and other ways where you save your cash and stay more cash heavy. Number 3, as a myth, is to take advantage of every opportunity to build or gain funds. I agree to an extent, but it's a myth because you don't want to take advantage of every opportunity because every opportunity is not a good opportunity. And what I mean by that is, yes, I'm a huge advocate of build your credit. Don't ever stop.
Right. Your business credit, personal credit, all
exactly.
Of that. Right.
I don't care if you got 30 credit cards. Keep building, right? And keep getting an increase on your cards, right? You can have $1 million in credit. Don't stop. Because that doesn't mean that you have to spend it. You can have that type of credit and say, you know what, okay, I'm going to spend on this card at least once a year just so they don't decrease my credit limit or close out my card due to inactivity.
But there's predatory lending too.
That's what I'm going to get
to.
So
you have to be careful.
Right. So when you open up your business, especially if you got good credit, you're going to get, I guess, at least 2 things a day in the mail.
Right.
At least 2 things a day in the mail where they're trying to sell me on something. And the majority of it is
get $100,000 right now.
Cash advance.
$250,000.
Cash flow loans, merchant loans.
Yeah.
Right. Where they say, oh, you qualify for, you pre-approve $150,000, and then they put the little card attached to the letter to try to entice you.
$250,000 right now.
Right
Call
now.
Today.
And then, if you apply for it, and they say, oh well, you know, we have to see your bank statements, we got to look at X, Y, and Z. Well, we can give you a loan for say $20,000. And on this $20,000 loan, it's going to be a short-term loan for 6 months.
Yeah.
So this loan, we want you to pay every day $250 a day on this loan, which is $5,000 per month. I said that right. $250 a day time, because they only count the business days.
Yeah.
So $250 a day times 5 times 4, $5,000. So times 6 months is $30,000. So you are going to borrow $20,000 to pay back $30,000 in 6 months.
In 6 months.
$10,000 in 6 months. That's ridiculous. So build your credit, obtain the funds. Yes, if you can get a loan and to your bank or a smart loan where you're paying like a low rate on the interest.
Low interest rate, yeah.
Then do it, especially if it's part of your business plan to help you scale and grow your business. Do it, pay it back. You know, you're going to establish good credit, good payment history.
Build that relationship with your bank.
Yeah, because as you grow, then you could go back to them and say, hey, I borrowed $10,000 from you and I paid it back over this short period of time. Now I need $40,000, right?
Right.
And they're going to look at that. Oh, this guy got an 800 score. He borrowed 10, paid it back. We look at it.
You don't have a lot of debt.
Yeah,
you know?
So all of that. Number 4, I'm going to love this one because people think this. This is a myth. Number 4 is all I need to succeed in my business is to have a good product or a good service. If I have a good product, I got a great idea, Joe. No one's doing this. Or I got a great idea and this is how they're doing it, but this is how I'm going to do it. And this is what's going to make me unique. And I know it's going to be successful. Your idea of your product and service, just as a product or service, will not be successful without certain key things.
This is a good one.
Because I already got it listed out, but go ahead. Let's see what you're going to say.
Because you always see people get it. You talk about it all the time. You see somebody doing something and people see somebody doing T-shirts. And like, oh, well, I want to have a clothing brand.
I always wanted to have a clothing store.
I always want to have a clothing brand. I want to make T-shirts and I want to do that. And they don't really understand what goes in behind it.
Right.
So they think just because this person is very successful in doing it, that because they go in behind and they're doing it too, that they're going to be successful too.
Right.
They don't understand that person's marketing budget. They don't understand that person's following. They don't understand what that person is doing to gain the client base that they are.
Right.
If they're in clothing stores, what type of relationships they built with people in that arena already.
Right.
So they think just because, oh, well, this person's successful in doing this, I'm going to go create me a clothing line and I'm going to make a lot of money off of it.
Right. Because that person is doing
Yeah.
it. Not saying that you can't.
Not saying that you can't.
But you have to understand all the aspects of what makes success when it comes to having a product or a service or operating
a business.
A successful business, because anyone could start a business. But when you have that product or service, what's going to make you successful? You have to understand your clientele. Like, who's my buyer? I need to know the demographics of my buyer.
We see it in real estate. Look how many real estate agents there are, right? But because of the influx of clients, you know, a lot of real estate agents are busy, where normally you wouldn't be as an agent. You'd have to go out there and fight for clients, right?
Right.
And some agents still have to fight for clients. So it's like there's a lot of real estate agents out there, but you have to differentiate yourself, and you do have to be unique because you are your business.
And what's interesting about that, well, I was going to say market, but not market, but industry.
Right.
You can dictate what's successful to you, because a lot of agents is part-time.
Right.
So they already got a full-time job, full-time income.
And they're just doing it for extra.
You have a conversation with someone, they be like, man, I'm doing a house like every 2 or 3 months. But someone that's doing it full-time can't just sell like one house every 2 or 3 months. They need that income every month. They need to sell like 1 or 2 houses every month for them to be successful. So, and that kind of
industry. I think that's interesting, and that goes into that could be true in a lot of industries. What's successful for you, or what you see as successful, may not be what this person sees as successful, or it may be different for different people.
Right.
So I could sell clothes, and this person could sell clothes, and I could do X amount of dollars a month, and this person could do X amount of dollars a month. And to me, I'm successful in what I'm doing, and to them, they're successful in what they're doing, but our numbers are completely different.
Right.
I mean, that's just my opinion. I'm just throwing a different, concept out there.
Everyone dictates what's success to them.
Yeah.
Right. So, but when you talk about from a business perspective, and you start looking at the numbers, and like, what's your net margins?
Yeah.
Negative. So you spent $2,000 on like these shirts when they had them printed, and you sold how many? And you still got a full inventory of shirts. So you haven't got the return back on how much you spent on your investment.
Right.
What's your plan to sell those shirts that you're still sitting on?
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna keep going on Facebook and trying to push it.
Right.
Right. So when you operate a successful business, what I mean by that is you take an entrepreneur, and this is all they do.
Right.
This is their source of eating.
Mm-hmm.
They have to sell. So their means or their interpretation of success mean that at my job, I made $4,000 a month. I need to make $4,000 a month to maintain my life, my family, my kids, my bills, right? And plus, at the same time, that $4,000 per month need to be my salary. That's not how many shirts I need to sell. Because just because I sell that amount of shirts, then how am I going to take those funds and purchase more?
Yeah.
If I got to pay myself that amount. So we're talking about.
That's why I wanted to break it down so they could see it's not a hobby. It's not just. So,
when you talk about success, it's more than just having an idea and just saying, I got a good product or a good service. You have to understand from a business, someone operating a business, like that business, is that business successful? Right? Not you.
I started off checking it every other week, just like most people do. Then it got out of control. I couldn't help myself. I started checking it day after day after day. I didn't realize that I was becoming addicted until my wife said something.
What did she say?
She said, "It's just a credit score, relax."
Are you checking your credit score?
Huh? Hold on.
Is that business operating successful? If someone came in and did a valuation of your business, is that business going to show?
Watch
as
Shark Tank.
Is that business going to show as being a successful business?
Right.
So, number 5. You ready for this one?
I'm ready.
This
is Spence, right?
Hit the thing.
Which one? Which one? He got.
You ready for number 5?
I'm ready for number 5.
Number 5 is you have to have faith to be successful in business. You have to have faith to be successful in business. You know how people always say, I'm going to hop out on faith, right? So you have to have faith to be successful in business. I agree. 150%. But it's a myth. If you just think of that faith is going to make your business successful. It's like if you driving right now on the freeway and you driving a Honda Accord and you say, Jesus, take the wheel.
I got faith. I got faith that
nobody,
this car gonna stay in its lane. It ain't gonna hit nobody.
Jesus got me.
Yeah.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Yeah.
I got faith. My eyes are closed.
And you gonna run right
My
into
faith
whatever's in
is-
front of you.
Yes.
Yeah.
My faith is.
I think you have to have faith that you have to have faith in yourself that you can make the business successful.
Yes. So let me elaborate on that. You have to have a plan
Right.
behind your faith.
Works.
I have faith that my plan is going to work. And I have faith that my plan is going to work due to my work ethic, how much drive I have, my strategic plan behind this plan, my strategy behind this plan. It just makes sense, right? So I've done my homework. I understand that this plan, which a business plan will outline all of that, right?
YMA Financial. You
YMA
gotta call
Financial.
YMA Financial. Look, you got to do it.
YMA Financial, 864-249-1439. If you need help, if you're an entrepreneur or business owner, or you just someone out there trying to like, I got a great idea.
If you're just trying to live your business through these 5 myths, you need to call YMA Financial.
www.ymafinancial.com. www.ymafinancial.com. Just go online and just see all the services that we offer to help you guys. But you have to have a plan behind, okay, I got faith. This plan is going to work, and I have faith here that it's going to work because based on my projections, if I execute on this plan, then my projections show that I'm going to make X amount of dollars. I'm going to sell X amount of product, or the service, I'm going to sell X amount of this service.
And I can tell y'all that putting a business plan together, that really sitting down and putting that focus into writing or typing everything out, that your projections, what you want your business to be, what you want your business to grow into, what you want your business to look like, all of the parts and pieces of your business, who you need to hire, getting everything in place, having accountants or attorneys or whatever you need for your business, having those people's in place.
The startup calls.
It's very strenuous to do that, just because I have experience doing it. So it's okay to have a 1-page, summary of what you want, executive summary of what you want your business to be. But if you have no idea where your business is going and no idea where it's starting,
or how to start it, right?
Then it's going to, I tell people, like in the home buying process, it's a process, right? having a business is a process. It's not like, oh, I'm going to have this business and I'm going to be successful and this is how it's going to be in a short period of time. It is a process. And if you short one of the steps in the process, then when you get down here and you're ready to go to the next step, something that you didn't do back here could hinder it.
Right. And I see that all the time too. Mm-hmm. I see that all the time. That's just being human. You know.
But that's somebody having faith. Oh, my business is going to work, but you haven't put a plan in place.
Right. To
get your business from step 4 or 5 to 9 or 10.
Right. And some people like to jump steps too.
Yeah.
So and then when they need it, then they got to try to backtrack.
Yeah.
All right. So, but we see that all the time.
So.
Be ahead of life.
Yeah.
I always preach that. Get ahead of life so you don't have to get ready. You are always ready. So get yourself in a place where whatever life could bring or present to you,
right,
you're prepared for it. Credit, right?
Number one, man. Number one I
thing.
can't tell you. Oh, I could, but I won't.
Today, someone I seen an update from a client and 9 new inquiries. Where are they from? Going to buy a car. If you got to get a car, I understand. But
get advice from
an expert, right? You could go to your bank, get a pre-approval, get 1 inquiry from your bank, or if they pull from all 3 versus having like 9 different.
That may not even be all of them. They may not have all hit
yet. But and then the interest rate is
Masters Credit Consultants. Please call Masters Credit Consultants.
Say it again.
Masters Credit Consultants, because we're here, the staff, the credit specialists are there to assist you, to help you. They care as much about your credit file as you do.
They take on your account like it's their own.
Yeah.
So your goals become their goals.
You have to get in contact with Masters Credit Consultants, 864-249-9466, and start there and understand that that's a process too. I liked what one of my agents was telling one of the buyers. She was like, you didn't mess your credit up overnight. It's not going to be fixed overnight. This is coming from an agent to, a client. You have to let the process work itself out. You may want to start your business in 2 months. Well, if your personal credit is not right, then you may could start your business, but it's going to be very hard for funding and things like that if you don't have positive personal credit.
Yeah, but you can get cash flow loans, though. Like we talked about earlier. I'll tell you, people do it.
I know.
People do it.
But then they can't pay on them. And then it becomes a negative.
Then it becomes
a collection.
It's just so much.
And then it's a trickle effect. Yeah, so we're here to help you, basically.
www.masterscredit.com. www.masterscredit.com. Come in, a call is free. If you need help, it's just time. Take the time.
And
have that free
consultation. Yep.
YMA Financial. You could call in for a free business consultation. Speak with someone. Ask the questions that you need. Knowledge is power, people.
Yep. Great show, Dave.
Great show. We discussed the top 5 myths about building a successful business. So hopefully you guys took something, learn from it, especially all my entrepreneurs out there, my future business owners out there. Thank you so much. Make sure you hashtag YMA Nation down in the comment section. If you got any questions, you can also put it in the comment section. Or you can call YMA Financial at 864-249-1439. Or check it out online, www.ymafinancial.com. And we'll be back in for
Real Estate Wednesday.
It'll be her show on Wednesday. And the topic.
Y'all gonna have to wait.
So make sure you tune in on Wednesday. We'll see you guys then.
View what the boss is view. You
Young Millionaires Association. Yeah, see, that's the association. Joe.